Hi, I'm Sonja Dessalines. My family's from Haiti, Port-au-Prince, Haiti, and Gonaïves. And yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so this is Island Money 365. Do you know your family migration story? Why they moved here to the US?
Yeah, so my grandfather moved here for business and then eventually brought my mom when she was like in her last year of high school. And so, very much just continuing within um, just the family story. And then eventually, my mom moved from New York to Georgia just to figure out life on her own. And so, from there, we're just figuring it out.
Have you ever been back to Haiti? Like, do you know culture? Like, you've ever been to the island, immerse yourself in the culture, anything like that?
I personally haven't had that opportunity with growing up in a single parent household. It's you have a parent that's working all the time, so it's like finding those balances can be hard. But for me, it's been food that's been the connector, in music and just people, and so that's where I find home and understanding
You
that.
ever sat down with your grandfather and just say, Grandpa, why did you move? Like, I know you said business, but exactly how did you make that decision to leave family and everything behind and to start in a new country?
Yeah, so I actually didn't really meet him. So that's like part of the story too, migration and sacrifices. It's like sometimes you have to move so far to make things work and things like that. So I was more raised in Georgia with my mom and my sister. And now I'm in Connecticut. So it's like that migration is actually like still continuing. So for him, I try to figure it out. But he was a businessman. So he wanted to, make a way. He had a big family. He had a lot of kids. So mom had like 15 siblings.
Oh,
So you
wow.
have to, provide for those 15 siblings. So I can only imagine for him. But our family is pretty big here, and they're really intentional about growing as a family. And I would ask them, like, what makes you do it? And it's just the love and just the understanding, like, that's just what you have to do.
Do you think is everyone from your family here now, or do you still have family back home? And do you think you're missing something as the first generation here? Like that connection, that relationship?
Yeah, I mean, so most of the family after 2008 with the hurricane and everything, most of the families migrated, and some families migrated in the last couple of years too. And so, at least like with like nuclear and like closer cousins and things like that. And then like if I'm missing anything, I feel like growing up anything first American, you have that understanding. It's like you're never this enough or you're never that enough, and that's okay because you're this and that, and you're both and you're existing in that, and you're the first to do that. And not everybody always gets that recognition or understanding, and a lot of times because you're doing it, and you don't see it, and you're the first. But there's a blessing in that, and there's a beauty in it as well. So I've just come to the point where I really embrace it, and I understand that like the world is my oyster because of it, because I've seen how with my migration story, it's brought me all the way to Connecticut. I'm the first to actually live here in Connecticut and make a life here, but I'm not the first person to make steps in Connecticut. My dad has had work here and stuff like that, and family has had time in nearby. So it's like really beautiful to understand that migration is constant, and it's beautiful to understand like my place in it, and it's just starting, and I've been here for 6 years. So
Awesome. Do you think your family, like your mom, miss back home? Is she nostalgic about it? Saying this is what happened. This is what my childhood. Does she share those stories with you?
like growing up, she didn't, and I think it's like when you're working and it's like kids might not understand as much and you're homesick in certain ways, but now it's like just through like food, cooking, and just like talking to family members and stuff like that. That's how she always stay connected. But anytime we're anywhere and she'll like see like sugar cane or like anything that will remind her back home, is bets are all off the table. We're getting like 2 or 3, and yeah.
So, do you speak Creole?
I do. Like, yes and no. Like, I grew up like understanding Creole but not really wanting to speak because of like my accent and stuff. But it's like you come to a point where it's like if you don't know your language, you can't speak to, like, you don't understand anything. You don't know anything because you can't read your books. You can't understand what's being told to you. So it's just always been really important for me to like learn what I can And it's really interesting because with Haitian Creole, it's not really written, and it's the education about it is increasing over time too. So it's something that I can invest more in.
That's awesome. So, as this first generation, do you think you've missed anything, or what is one thing you wish you get more of and you will do in the future just to stay connected to your roots?
Yeah, history. I'm missing a lot of history. Like, I was an urban studies major in college, American studies, and people don't tell you about American studies, like what is even considered American studies or what falls underneath American studies. No, like, the United States is not just America, and there's just so much that lies within American studies. So I decided to invest my studies in understanding more about Haitian culture and like urban areas within Haiti and understanding sustainable development. But even then, that's how I learned history. It wasn't something that was like readily accessible or available or there for me to understand really. And so, and maybe that's just for like me too, in terms of like doing more work as well, like for sure. It's understanding that like Haitian history is not something that's always been celebrated, being the first Black Republic country to give its own independence. Like, so it's like having a world in which Haitian culture and history is more understood and more centralized within understanding things. I feel like something that is very lacking, and something that I feel like I'm lacking, and something that I'd want to continue to grow in and learn more about.
Awesome. I'm so glad. Thank you for sharing your story with me. But until next time, guys, remember, keep your money IRA.